Imagine discovering that something you believed your entire life might be false. Not something small, not some random detail, something massive, something so basic that it shapes the way you understand reality itself, like the shape of the planet beneath your feet, the Earth. You were taught it's a globe. You saw it in school books, on classroom walls, in documentaries, in movies, in space photos. So of course this is not just a meme from the internet. It's not just a few random people making crazy posts. Flat Earth has become a real movement, a movement with conferences, books, videos, communities, influencers, and millions of views. And the strange part is not just that people believe it. The strange part is why. Because most of these people are not cartoon villains. They're not all stupid. They're not all mentally unstable. A lot of them are just deeply suspicious. Suspicious of institutions, suspicious of governments, suspicious of science communication, suspicious of authority in general. And once a person enters that mindset, every unanswered question starts feeling like proof. A lot of people assume flat Earth is some leftover from medieval ignorance, but that version of history is wrong. Ancient Greek thinkers already understood that the Earth was round. Eratosthenes even estimated the Earth's circumference more than 2,000 years ago with surprising accuracy. So the modern flat Earth movement did not come from ancient science. It came from modern distrust. In 1956, a man named Samuel Shenton revived the Flat Earth Society in England. He argued that everything people were told about space was false, that space agencies lied, that the globe model was fabricated, that ordinary people were being deceived by systems too large to question. The real explosion came when YouTube entered the picture. Because YouTube doesn't just spread information, it spreads emotion, suspicion, shock, curiosity, rebellion. One of the most influential figures in modern flat Earth culture was Eric Dubay. He became famous for packaging dozens and eventually hundreds of arguments into a form people could consume quickly. Lists, videos, clips, presentations. His content made people feel like they were not just learning something new, but uncovering something hidden. That feeling is powerful. When you watch a video. Now let's get to the arguments themselves. One of the most common flat Earth arguments is the horizon. It sounds simple, too simple. If the Earth is a globe, then the higher you go, the more visible the curve should become, right? And yet, flat Earth believers point to footage from planes, mountains, weather balloons, and high-altitude cameras, and say the horizon still looks flat. Always level, even at extreme heights. Then they add another layer. If Earth is curving away from you, shouldn't the horizon drop below? The second argument is even more emotionally powerful. Water. Everyone has seen water. Everyone knows how it behaves. You pour it into a glass and it levels out. You look at a lake, it appears flat. You look at the ocean, flat again. So flat Earth believers say, if water always finds its level, how can trillions of tons of ocean water stick to a Then comes one of the most cinematic arguments of all. Antarctica. Why is it restricted? Why can't people just wander freely across it? Why are expeditions controlled? Why are routes limited? Flat Earth believers take those questions and turn Antarctica into mythology. In their model, Antarctica is not a continent at the bottom of a globe. It is an ice wall around the known world, a giant frozen ring holding the oceans in. And suddenly, another major argument concerns the stars. If Earth is moving so fast in multiple directions, why does the sky look so stable? Why do constellations remain recognizable over long periods of time? Why does Polaris stay in the north? Why do star trails appear as clean circular patterns? Flat Earth advocates say, because the Earth is not moving, because the stars are moving above us, because the sky is not infinite space. And this is the moment where it gets dangerous, not because flat Earth is true, but because the structure of persuasion is effective. You hear one simple argument, then another, then another. Each one alone may not be enough, but together, they create pressure. And eventually, your brain stops asking, "Is this correct?" and starts asking, "Why does this feel so convincing?" That shift is everything, because once a person starts doubting the system emotionally. Now here's the other side. Science does respond to these arguments. It explains that curvature is real, but difficult to perceive at many normal heights. It explains why water follows gravity rather than our everyday intuition. It explains Antarctica through treaties, climate, logistics, and environmental protection. It explains the stars through scale, distances so large that. So in the end, this is not really a story about astronomy. It's a story about psychology. People believe in flat Earth for reasons deeper than geometry. Some feel betrayed by institutions. Some want answers simple enough to hold in the hand. Some want belonging, a tribe, a community that says, "You are not crazy, you see what others don't." Some want to feel intellectually independent. Some want to feel awake in a world full of sleepwalkers. And conspiracy theories are powerful because they offer all of that. So the real question is not, is the Earth flat? The deeper question is, why are so many people ready to believe it? Why does distrust spread faster than evidence? Why does emotional certainty often defeat patient explanation? And what does that say about us? Because maybe the biggest lesson here is not about the shape of the Earth at all. Maybe it's about what happens when people stop trusting the systems meant to explain reality. And once that happens,